Hoosiers, a name I can barely say, won their first national championship in football, surmounting a history of defeat. Their win can be compared to that of Leicester City in 2015 and 16, as America watched a tight game until the end. While most of America is watching the football game, it's obvious to me that Michael Irvin was skiing instead. Welcome to the Moonstamp Cast. I am Jordan. This is Fun Fact about Fernando Mendoza. I love him. To my, the Las Vegas Raiders will pay for their future crimes. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. I was like, I going into the game, all I asked was let's have an entertaining game because Indiana has dominated this year. I was like, just have a good game, please. I don't want a Georgia TCU 63-7. I don't want that type of national championship. And Miami is arguably the hottest team, just catching fire at the right time. So hopefully it comes together and we get a good game and the overhits. And I got both of those things, Jordan.
Oh, okay. What was the over-under?
46.5.
Okay. I was going to say, it's also a Miami home game, kind of technically, even though it wasn't. Because I saw something about how, and I will say, didn't really watch the pregame. I was putting a pulled pork potato together. Fantastic. But I didn't watch it. I saw that someone had said it's kind of Bush League that they're doing all their usual home stuff at the national championship. But like, I don't know, if you have it, shake it. Like if it's there, use it.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yes. I'm not going to, listen, if let's say University of Houston gets in a number 1 seed and gets to be in Houston for their regional, I'm going to be completely okay if they use all their Bush League tactics. With that said, I had a question during the game. I should have asked if I didn't. I was like, is this a bad game or am I not being appreciative of it? And this was for the first half.
First half wasn't great.
Yeah.
First half wasn't great, but the second half made up for it and then some.
Yeah. Well, my question is this a defensive battle I'm just not appreciating at all? Or is it just a bad game? And I've come to the conclusion that the first half was just bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad per se, but it wasn't good. Second half, again, like you said, we can talk about that till the cows come home, or the Hoosiers come home, which hopefully they have, and hopefully they're still partying, which I know I would be still partying at this point if my football program was the most losingest program in all of college football history up until this season, and then you win a national championship with a guy who we'll talk about in a second, Nick Saban 2.0. He's Nick Saban 2.0.
Yeah. Is this the quickest and most dominating turnaround in college sports history,
and maybe just in sports history?
That's like, and now I know it's apples to oranges. It's NFL and college. You can't compare, but that's like, let's say Tomlin goes to the Browns, right? And then 2 years later, they win the Super Bowl. Holy shit. And normally I should use an example like the Raiders, but they're so dog ass, I don't think I could even use them for this hypothetical.
I will say, to me, it's less impressive when a professional team does it, only because that's the standard. Like, they're all the best of the college football players. With that said, we are in a new college football meta. It does help when you have Mark Cuban on the payroll. And also I've seen it leveled that everyone is 23 years old, or the average age is 23 years old. That doesn't make much sense to me, because that's a lot. If it's average, you got to have a lot of guys who are 27. You got to have 7 Carson Becks on the team is what I'm saying.
This should be the last times that we're having this, because they had COVID year. Remember, everyone got free eligibility for COVID.
At this point, I don't even know what a COVID year means at this point, because we have so many people who are still playing with COVID years. But they were freshmen, and oftentimes they
redshirted. Then purple. They could have gone to purple medical shirt. They could have done a transfer, sit out season, but you don't lose eligibility. There's so many loopholes that this could happen.
Yeah. For the record, I know what it means. It's just at this point, I'm like, what? 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's a college team. If you have enough LinkedIn accomplishments, and this kind of goes for Fernando Mendoza as well, who's a LinkedIn baddie, who have enough accomplishments to be a good entry level at Goldman Sachs. I do question whether you should be still playing college football. With that said, one, it's a new meta. Two, to turn around a team with, I mean, I think he has like from the transfer portal, like 3-4 stars and some 3 stars. It's a team of, I made the Leicester City comment because it was a team of just guys who were rough and tumble guys who just no one picked. They were either from other schools, they were maybe gone to a bigger school and transferred out because they weren't getting play time. Maybe they hadn't been recruited. Someone like Fernando Mendoza, except he was at Cal, which is still it's still a D1 school. Like we'll count that. But I am a huge fan of Kurt Signetti now, and we all are, because 2 things. One, in his press conference after the game, he goes, I get to celebrate tonight and Tuesday. I'll be back here Wednesday, starting for 2026, which is probably what you want from a college coach. 2, whenever that Jamari Sharp interception happened in the game from Carson Beck, I really wanted them to show Kurt Signetti. Not because I think he was going to smile, because I think he was going to be pissed because he ran back like 5 yards. And if you're a coach, and then he gets the celebration penalty, which, like, I get it. You just won the national championship. You are on the 5-yard line. So let's calm down with the penalties, because then Fernando Mendoza has to dive forward. You can't just kneel it out. I want to see his face, because I don't think he was happy in the moment. Because probably, I want to imagine, always think about was like, why the fuck would you run back 5 yards? Just go down. Just go down right there, like the 8-yard line. But I love him. He doesn't love anything other than football, I imagine. And I'm a huge fan. And I think
he got a family.
He probably has a family. This is my personal story. This is my Yowie of Kurt Signetti. So,
oh my God. It's utterly incredible. And the only other, so you know how I don't like when conferences, hey, Miami won the national championship. Us at Clemson, that's a national championship for the ACC, baby. Haha, ACC on top. Or when Ohio State does or whatever. I think the only team that gets to do anything remotely close to that this year is JMU fans.
Yeah.
Because that was your guy. They brought a lot of his guys with them to Indiana. There's a lot of JMU football talent that was on that team that without JMU, they're probably not national champions. So
these are also guys who a couple of years ago weren't even eligible for a bowl game, and now they're winning a national championship. As much as, like, you're a Notre Dame fan, would you have the shirt on? You've made the joke before, and I think it's a joke to most people. Hey, a Catholic won the Heisman, and also he's the MVP of the national championship. That's ours. We count that. That's a win for us. I will give JMU the pass. Be like, listen, this is like kind of a national championship. Like, hey, listen, we can't hang the banner, but a lot of our guys, we'll put like a little asterisk. It's like a UCF asterisk. Like, yeah, it wasn't us, but like, it could be. It could have been, maybe, if we just had a lot more talent around the core guys who left for Indiana. So, incredible story. I love it. I'm so happy for it. Build a statue, take some water longs, have a great time celebrating. I have one more note about one more person in this game, which is Carson Beck. I think it's the last. He's been in 4 championship or like situations like this where he's at the ball last. I think at least 3 or 4 of them have ended in an interception. As much as I want to hate on that, there's something to be said about being true to yourself and pressure situations, not letting the spotlight dictate who you are, and who he is a guy who throws interceptions at the most crucial points in his career. So I'm just very happy that he stayed true to himself. Good on you, King. We'll see you as an undrafted free agent in about 3 months.
He's got 2 rings. Granted, he was a backup quarterback to Stetson Bennett, who, speaking of being in football, in college football for super long time, Stetson Bennett, which, God, I hope he's okay. He's had some weird stuff going around since he's been in LA, but just poking the fun about how long he stayed in college. So he does have 2 rings. He was just a backup.
I listen, I'm not hating on him in any capacity. If anything, I'm congratulating him for being a superstar in himself, being a leader, not a follower. And whenever push comes to shove, he's himself. That may be good, that may be bad, but he is himself nonetheless. So thank you, Cavender twins, for going to Miami and then this is all because of them. Good for you guys.
Can they break up?
Yeah, they did break up. I mean, I think almost immediately. I think Carson Beck, I've seen a lot of Snapchats from Carson Beck on Twitter. I don't know what's real and what's fake, but I will say that man embodies the Georgia mindset of just fuck it. We'll just do it. And that's how they drive cars and that's how they live their life, I imagine. So good for them. Good for Indiana. That was really cool. Kurt Skinner is probably going to win 2 or 3 more national championships at this rate. I don't know. He's just very Nick Saban. And like I think we maybe as a sports collective have been looking for that successor to Nick Saban, the guy who's just like who he's on. He understands what it takes to win the game. And
Kirby Smart's still around.
Kirby Smart's around, but I don't know. Maybe it's because we don't hear. I feel like we don't hear from Kirby Smart or not. Maybe Kurt Skinner has been like the golden boy of this guy just cares a lot. Like this guy's a hard ass in a good way. The Nick Saban quotes we gave were like, it's cutting out block, getting mad at a penalty at the end of a game where you're up 30. That's the kind of coach you want to have. And I imagine Kirby Smart does the same thing, but at the same time, I will say this, none of Nick Saban's players would have been caught for excessive speeding 3 times. He would have been like, after the first 2 guys did it, he was like, I'm going to kill you. And he means that. So, or the cops will just let them off because it's Alabama. I don't know. Feels Dukes of Hazzard. That's all my notes on the national championship. Fun second half, first half, and for Fernando Mendoza, I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to you in April. I apologize on behalf of everyone who watches football. Please be safe.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this GIF of Nick Saban like yelling about something, and then there's another coach that's like a well-known coach right next to him who's also yelling.
Was it Lane?
Was it Lane?
I don't know the GIF you're talking about, so I can't. I just heard well-known coach, and in my mind, I go, "Oh, that has to be Lane." It's not Bill O'Brien, at least, because I hate.
No, it's like it's two coaches, and they're like both yelling, not at each other. I like at the field at the players. Oh man, this is bad. All right, this is bad podcasting. It's fine. I'll find it later. Yeah, dude, college season's over. Is this the best version of college football in your opinion?
By best version, do you mean
most entertaining? Because it's not, you can't say pure anymore because, you know, NIL.
Well,
it's not a bad thing. Hold on. Just because it's not pure college football where it's like, all right, I went to the school, I'm committed, I don't get shit besides, a scholarship to go to the school. That means that, I'm ride or die for the school. I'm not hopping in the transfer portal. There's not free agency, essentially. Just because I say that doesn't mean this product isn't fucking awesome and fun.
It is the most. It's entertaining because it's the why not us mentality that's coming out, where I think you have teams that like in Indiana that historically is just we're never going to be there. I know Nick Saban made the comment, do you go to JMU and think you're going to win a national championship? Apparently the answer is kind of yes. You should have to transfer to somewhere else as a team, as a unit. This season of college football was really fun. I'll say that. This season of college football was really fun. Is the most entertaining as a whole? I'll give you a maybe. I need to think on that before I give you a good answer, which is not good podcasting, nor is it good takes. But I'm not really sure what my answer is, if that makes sense. Because yes, it's very exciting. But then like you think of like, I don't know, you think of like the 2000s. There's a lot of fun shit that went on there. Like the Oklahoma State team. Of like, oh, actually, I was thinking it's like 2011. But you get what I'm saying. So I don't. Do you think it is?
Oh, fuck. Hold on, I found it. Oh, who is this? It's when he was at LSU.
I have no clue. This is such great podcasting. Hold on, let me look it up for you.
It's Muschamp.
Oh,
no,
Will
this
Muschamp.
This is not the one I'm thinking of.
Okay. I found the GIF, I think.
It's not LSU.
I'm just trying to figure out who it is. Okay. Well, We'll find it at some point, and maybe.
God damn it! I'm sorry. We're podcasting. We're podcasting.
No,
I'm not cutting any of this. This is part of the idiocy that you have decided to listen to, dear listener. I ain't cutting shit. But I am off my phone, not looking for it anymore. But I am going to pull my notes back up. I don't know. I think between the lines, like line it up and let's play the game when after kickoff before it ends. I think this is a very entertaining year. Yeah. This year was fucking awesome. I think as an overall product with the new media cycle, this is some, by the way, this is some word salad mumbo jumbo bullshit that's about to come under my mouth because I don't really know how to express my feelings about it. Because of the new media cycle where it's almost like these guys are micro celebrities because they are able to make money off their name now. Mm. And it's just a smaller version of the NFL, which I love. I love the NFL. This is just so much bigger because there's so many more teams. The problem that I have with it is this change is not the end product. This thing's going to get so much worse. Private equity is getting involved is going to get crazy. This could arguably be worth more money get thrown around than the NFL by the time stuff is done with this because there's so many organizations and so many teams and so many schools, and everyone's going to want a slice of the pie, and everyone is going to realize, like, alma maters, you got to invest because then we'll get a good product, and then as more money gets thrown in, the thing's going to get bigger, and I don't know when it collapses, but it's just, this is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of it because I fucking love football.
I made the joke in today's clip that's going to go out, which is Monday the 20th. There's a world, if you take this entire ecosystem to its logical extent, there's a world where the highest paid quarterback in America is a college football quarterback. There's a world where, like, we look at like the Kyle Tucker contracts, which are insane, and we'll get to that. There's a world where, like, that's small peas compared to the highest paid player in college baseball. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, because it's not a revenue sport. But, like, in general, if we take this entire ecosystem to its logical extent, yes, this is going to be worse than the NFL because there's no CBA. There's, like, barely rules as it is. The rules are, it's like Whose Line. Everything's made up and the rules don't matter because the rules are not enforced in any capacity. This is probably worse than just paying players out of the back of trucks in Mississippi. Like, it's probably just worse than that in every conceivable way. At the same time, it is really fun to watch really good players play football well together.
When you say worse, when we say worse, because I agree with you. So when we both say worse, this is what I mean by worse, though. I don't know if you agree with this part. That was a horrible word salad way to just say, I agree with you, but here's another thing that I look at it. How to word this? Worse. It's still good. It's not bad. It's going to get worse as in more money's going into it. But the football between the lines is still going to be awesome. It's everything around it is going to suck.
I don't mean worse I mean the product on the field, not change. It's going to get better. Like, the more...
I don't think it can get better. I think it's damn near perfect outside of referees.
Well, I'm going to say when we create the Super Conference of America, that'll be fun.
That's all the stuff I'm saying is intertwined with all this. I'm saying between the lines, balls kicked off, final kneels taken. It's an amazing product. It's arguably more entertaining than the NFL. But you're bringing NFL stuff into it with the professionalism stuff. I hate the NFL media cycle, to be honest. And that's exactly what's going to happen to college sports. Instead of, hey, man, these 22, 19-year-olds are about to go smash heads with those 22, 19-year-olds, I guess 33 special teams. But you get the point. That's not what it's going to be like anymore. Where there's a bunch of passion and it's going to be treated like the NFL is, where it's like, hey, I see the school and the fans I'm playing for as a business transaction. You're not going to have as many athletes fall in love with their universities anymore that want to give everything back to the university. There'll still be some, of course there is, but there's going to be since players are hopping around so much, there's no loyalty. It's going to be traded like a business. That's what it is now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing that affects the product that it produces. It's just, it ruins some of the whimsical, like, hey, they're just fucking kids, man. They're just kids wanting to ball out, win for their school so they can go back to, Jeremy's apartment and have a way too crowded house party with maybe a single case of beer because people grossly underestimate how much alcohol people drink. It's the college football we know and that we grew up with in the 2000s and even the early 2010s is dead.
So I agree mostly. I don't think the whimsy of the fans is leaving. I think traditions will stay with the fans. I do think fans will get less tolerant of bad teams. Because like the joke is in the BCS era, it was like, oh, we lost one game. Well, it was cool while it lasted, but it doesn't look like we're going to the national championship this year. Every game still matters, but like every game mattered to the extent where like if you lost, someone else know more than others. If you lost a game, it's like, oh well, like this is the end. And we're still gonna go have fun at like the Peach Bowl. That's gonna be a fun time, or we're gonna go have fun at the Rose Bowl. But I think I've seen it already with like SEC fans, and it's SEC fans. I hope you're having the worst day of your life. But where they don't tolerate bad teams anymore. And by bad teams, I mean like a 3-loss, 4-loss team, which you're going to have every once. It just naturally it's going to happen every once in a while, statistically speaking. I imagine what's going to happen, and I don't think so, like if you look at like an Oklahoma State, where they were horrible this year, but the fans showed out in special ways because it was fun, it was whimsical. I think the mid-rate and bad teams are still going to have that tradition. Players will come and go. That's now just the way we live. You're going to have players there who, if you're a mid-rate or like a lower team, the good players are going to leave. You're going to get other players in. You'll have some players stay, but it's a lot of transferring around. You'll probably still have the fun and whims and be like, listen, we're not going to win it. No one's going to JMU think they're going to win a national championship. It's fun. Let's go have fun. When it comes to like maybe even like the upper echelon of the Big Ten, maybe all of the SEC, because you even have Vanderbilt in there now. A 3-loss team, if you lose, a couple games at the beginning of the season, who gives a fuck? I'm not going to the football game again. No, I go there to win. Alabama, it's like, fuck it. I'm not going to go watch a 4-loss Alabama team. I like to go to games to see them win. It's actually like almost antithetical to the idea of football, the idea of sport. Like, yes, I prefer blowouts for my own team, so I don't get as stressed. But sometimes it's really fun to watch a close game their team's in. Indiana fans probably had the highs and lows last night, but they had the highest highs. The soul of college football has changed and will continue to change. And it's not for the better. When I say it's not for the better, that's kind of what I mean. It's not as good. The soul has left the sport. And like I made the joke that the House of Saud is going to start investing in college football.
I don't think that's too crazy in the next 10 years.
Brian, welcome to the national championship, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. You joke, but like, there's a word in like 7 years from now. And again, the BCS, or not the BCS, the NCAA has, it's a bunch of cowards. Like Rob Manfred is just a cowardly human being who I don't think should be in charge of anything, like let alone a fucking McDonald's. I don't think anyone who runs the NCAA, and I don't know their names for good reason because they don't.
What did Rob Manfred have to do with the NCAA?
I just hate Rob Manfred. It's you just don't bring because he also does not use his power in any meaningful capacity. He is somewhat of a coward when it comes to putting his foot down and saying, "Hey, like this is actually a problem." Now maybe that's more because he is a go along to get along guy. Maybe he realizes the sport needs that kind of person right now before the lockout of 2027. It's to say, like, compare, like, I know his name at least. I don't know a single person on the NCAA. It's because they don't give a shit. They do give a shit, but like they don't exercise their power in any meaningful capacity. And with situations like this, where we have a private equity firm investing in the athletics of a university, everyone involved in that deal should be hung. Like there is no soul in that. So yes, I think some fun tradition whimsy will stay with fans of like teams are not going to win a national championship. At the same time, the fans of good teams, it now be like Enter Sandman at Virginia Tech rocks. But what if your team's lost 5 games?
I hate State Penn.
Yeah.
Mo Bamba at State Penn is so fucking electric.
But what happens when you lose? I mean, actually, this is I don't know their attendance towards the end of the season. I'm not aware of the statistics. But like, what happens when whiteout night happens? And it's like, well, we already lost 3 games, and like I'm not saying it's going to happen now, but like 15 years down the road, when your quarterback's making $10 million to be bad, it's like at some point also I think the fans will be like, and I think I've heard people say this, it's kind of sucks to watch a kid who's 19 years old make 7 to 10 times my salary to not play well. Now with the NFL, it's like that's baked into the system. Like they're professional. That's their job. It's baked into the system. This guy, like, he's from like Spring, Texas. He can't he can't read a defense to save his life. He's making $10 million. And I joke, but like he's making $1 million a season. Why do I want to watch that? And I think that's what I mean. It's like, it's just the soul is leaving. We're like, I don't know. There's a whole lot more discussion on this. We're at 26 minutes. But this is like a fun discussion at least.
No, we went down the rabbit hole. At 12 minutes, as soon as I opened my mouth, I was like, this is going to be a 15-minute conversation, and that's okay.
It's a logical conclusion of what's happening now. With that said, Fernando Mendoza, I don't say anything about you. You're wonderful. We love you. LinkedIn King. Sometimes I hear him speak. I'm like, yeah, that guy's really good at math. I can tell. Any more thoughts on the national championship for college football before we bring the season to a close?
We're on to 2026.
On to 2026. Well, the season. Maybe the committee.
First AP poll came out. We're number 10.
I saw that.
Alabama's number 9.
I saw CBS had like a. Brian, you have to forget it. This preseason rankings don't mean anything.
That's like still just ridiculous, though.
Brian, I saw Indiana, and again, Indiana is national champion. I saw them were like ranked at 8 in the CBS poll. It's like, at least give them something. Like at least give them like a champion's advantage. Like give them in the top 5 at least. So they can drop out. You can change that. It's a day out. It's not even 12 hours after. You already have them ranked below Alabama, Notre Dame, Texas.
No, they're ranked ahead of us.
No, I was looking at the CBS. See, it's a CBS ranking. It's not the AP poll. It's a CBS ranking thing. I hate the media, and we're like vaguely a part of it. Loving the 3 people who listen to this fucking podcast. Brian, do you want to move over to the NFL?
Yes, because we have a lot to talk about.
I was going to talk about Broncos Bills. I was going to skip the Seahawks at 49ers.
I think we talk about the Texans at the end because that's where we're going to spend the most time.
Yeah. Broncos Bills. Now I had this joke before we learned that Bo Nix doesn't have an ankle anymore and is not going to be here for a while. And Jarrett Stidham, who hasn't completed a pass since 2023, will be the starting quarterback for the Broncos this upcoming weekend. So humor me for a second. The Broncos can be the first team to win a Super Bowl just purely on luck. If they played every quarter like the fourth quarter, they'd be unstoppable. They'd be the first. I mean, they'd be like an undefeated team in the 17-game era. They'd be undefeated there, undefeated in the playoffs. This was, of course, before we learned that Jarrett Stidham is their quarterback now. As much as like I think Bo Nix gets some, I don't know, he gets some like shtick for the fact that he doesn't really seem to throw very far. Which it seems like that again. That's
Imagine having a quarterback that relies on his legs and can't throw the ball very far, and then he takes your favorite team to the national championship, and then he leads the team down on an 11-minute first touchdown drive where he runs the ball in, and then he proceeds to realize that he cannot throw the ball worth a shit, and that we lose the national championship and arguably burn one of the greatest defenses to ever be in college history. What? Sorry, I blacked out.
I feel like you're going through a lot. Your defensive life has been wonderful for the past 2 years. We'll just leave it at that before we get to
Texans this year and then Notre Dame last year. It's been awesome.
We'll leave that until we get to the stats. Okay. Brian, let's have a talk about our Snuggly Bear. The guy,
you're a Snuggly Bear.
Well, you like him too.
I like him, but I think he gets his. I think people bitch and moan about people slopping off Patrick Mahomes. Allen doesn't get much less than he does, and he has one thing on his record, and that's an MVP. While Patrick Mahomes, I believe, has multiple MVPs and 3 Super Bowls. So it makes sense to suck his dick a little bit more than Josh Allen gets. Because here's the thing, Jordan. Can Josh Allen win when it matters? So
that, plus I have some other things for you, Brian. I say Snuggly Bear because everyone loves him because he seems like a wonderful guy. He's just from the media. The stuff we get of him. I am very much come on the train of, listen, we can say he has all this talent all we want. We can have the talk about, is Josh Allen the best quarterback of this generation? I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that's the talk we could have. And then every single time he gets in any sort of game where it matters, it's this close. 0 for 9 on deep balls this season, on that game. And that was the most without a completion in the Next Gen Stats era. I think it's since 2016. Hold on. Sorry.
No, I don't know what to do about Josh Allen. Oh, okay, you're back. Okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The dogs are barking. We can cut that if we want, but
nope.
On dropbacks over 2.5 seconds. So like a good amount of time. Like that's good standard. 13 for 25, 149 yards, 2 interceptions. If you give Josh Allen any time to think, it does not go super well.
Surely that has to be the worst QB play of the weekend.
Oh, I mean, well, actually, I have some stats for you on that one. And Brian, not only the worst QB play of the weekend for the person we're talking about, it is the worst since I think 2018, statistically speaking. But do we start I think this will be an evolving conversation because I don't know what to say right now. Because like Josh Allen is objectively a good quarterback. I think we that's not a crazy thing to say. Unless you're a Haley Steinfeld fan, who her fans seem to hate Josh Allen. I don't know why. At the same time, I just don't know what to do with this. But like, as much as we look at the fundamentals, you look at his story, you look at like his actual game. He's really good at football. There are a lot of players who are good at football, and does that all matter?
Hey. Burrow's really good at football.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever going to win it.
No.
Lamar Jackson's really good at football. I don't know if he's ever going to win it. The era of the almighty quarterback that we went through I'm 30. But the quarterbacks we went through in the early 2000s, or throughout the 2000s and in the early 2010s, I think we were so not ready to realize they're passing the torch to a class that is going to be inferior from the gods that we used to watch play, that we just had to anoint enough quarterbacks that they're on the same godlike status as, as much as I hate him, Ben Roethlisberger won 2 Super Bowls. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. And those aren't even the best from that class. Obviously, it's not the Brady's, the Peyton Mannings. It's just Carson Palmer, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's Phillip Rivers. It was just God after God after God that used to play. Matt Stafford is part of this era. Sam Bradford, when he could keep healthy, was incredible. And I think Sam Bradford would probably be a top 5 NFL quarterback right now if you took that Sam Bradford and you dropped him into today's NFL. I think we were so ready and needing to clarify, no, we still have giants that play this game. They're just as good, if not better. They're more athletic. Think about this, and then you compare the play. Dude, remember when getting 200 yards of air, 200 yards passing was like, hey man, kind of a low game today, huh? Even from 10 years ago. I remember playing fantasy football with you and with our buddies out of high school, fresh out, and it'd be like, yo, your quarterback didn't even throw for 300 yards. There was only like 6 quarterbacks this week that didn't throw for 300. Haha, you picked the wrong one. And maybe I'm, glorifying the past. Nostalgia is through the roof. But to bring it back to the original point, I think we were so quick to anoint the passing of the torch. We have like the MJ to LeBron, right? The MJ to Kobe to the LeBron, right? Like that you can see one of the greatest player and top 3 player, boom, 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 throughout history in the NBA. And I think we wanted that for the NFL too, with this class of quarterbacks that have been since the mid 2010s. And the only one that can stand up there with them truly is Patrick Mahomes. And I fucking hate Patrick Mahomes, so that takes a lot for me to say.
If you look at like a normal Sunday in 2009, the stats you're going to see from quarterbacks whose names you don't remember, way better than the stats of a quarterback.
Schaub has a 500-yard game.
Yeah. You'd like, and they'd be multiple guys with 500. Dude, I was looking at the yards a season, the overall seaon. For like I can't. It was like Breeze. It was
that's a huge miss by me when I was talking about Giants. By the way,
no. But like he had 5,000 yards in a 16-game season, and you go down the list, and it's like, okay, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, upper 3,000, upper 3,000, upper 3,000. I mean, we were looking at like earlier in the season. I say earlier, 4 games ago before the end of the regular season. I mean, most guys were begging to get to 3,500. It's a different era. I understand that. Different. Maybe we figured out the pass game to such a defensive extent that it doesn't matter anymore. With that said, I don't.
Who led the league in passing, Jordan?
In what year? This year?
This year.
Was it Stafford?
It's Stafford.
Yeah.
He is from that bygone era, and he almost got to 5,000. Yeah. Then Jared Goff, who plays for Dan Campbell, that loves to throw the ball. Dak Prescott throws the ball a shit ton in the Cowboys. And then it just fucking nosedives, man. It fucking nosedives.
Well, it's because the new era of football. And again, I mean, you look again, this is why I don't hate on Bo Nix. And like, if you look at anyone's depth chart, not depth chart, the pass chart, it's all 10, 5 to 10 yards. You'll get some 15, and then you get a couple above 20 per game. And that's crazy if you do that.
12 quarterbacks. This is in vain what you're talking about. 12 quarterbacks have more than 3,500 yards this year. 12. Jalen Hurts has 3,200. Aaron Rodgers, well, okay, he's old. Jordan Love, 3,300. This is why I'm saying Patrick Mahomes can stand up to because he's number 12 and he had 3,587 and he tore his fucking ACL.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers, 40 years old. I mean,
Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
He's in the top 20.
I think the biggest indictment of this entire argument that we're having right now, or not argument, this discussion we're having right now.
24, my bad.
Okay. Well, the entire indictment is that when the Colts needed a new quarterback, and there are tons of quarterbacks around who are below the age of 27, they went to a man who hasn't played football in 5 years, 4 years, how many ever years, who he ran the same offensive scheme at the high school he coaches at.
Okay.
Okay. Like, that's
Baker Mayfield came into the Rams on 2 days' notice and won a football game on Thursday Night Football. Do not tell me quarterbacks cannot quickly. You can have packages like that.
Now,
you should not have to take a man from 5 years out of retirement, about to make his Hall of Fame case, and then be like, "This is our best option." It's the same thing that Flacco. Oh shit. Browns start the year with Flacco. Oh. Bengals go down. Joe Burrow goes down. Man, there's a lot of free agents. We're gonna use our backup quarterback and realize he ain't shit for 2 games. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there. Let's go trade for 42-year-old or 40-year-old Joe Flacco.
I will say, Philip Rivers, as we know, came back. He is a Catholic, so that's another win for Notre Dame this year. So good for them. Lots of wins coming your way. Number one. I'm going to stop this conversation only because we're at about 40 minutes. And I don't think the CJ Stroud conversation is going to be what we call short. Unlike his stats. Just last thing on the other NFL, the Chicago Bears are going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
Oh my God, they're going to be so okay.
They're going to be fine.
Caleb Williams is him. I don't like Chicago sports. I do not like USC. Caleb Williams is so fucking good. He is what a number one pick is supposed to be like.
I mean, he's
supposed to be this good.
He took his failures, he learned from them, and he's going to be something in this league now. That's a reference to the CJ Stroud talk he had.
Which looks worse every single fucking day, by the way.
Also, we can pick this in a second, but I don't know who's coming out of the NFC. I don't know.
It's a coin flip.
It's a coin. The Seahawks to destroy the 49ers, but the Seahawks are going against like a team that has electromagnetic currents flowing through their body to destroy them. So, that's really my note from the game. That game at least. So, Brian, let's get to the real note. The one we really want to talk about, which is, has CJ Stroud overstayed his welcome? Is it time to say he Jalen Greened it? We all were like, you know what? Maybe he can do it. Maybe we're just wrong about him. Maybe the regular season and everything for the past 2 years has been a fluke. He's just been off his game. It's an extended sophomore slump. Then he comes in and he throws how many picks in the entirety of the pro season? 4 interceptions in the first half. Didn't make any play in the second half that made the league look worthwhile. I believe the offense scored 9 points that entire game. We had a talk.
7 turnovers. 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles.
And I will say that.
By the way, that's fumbles lost.
Yeah. And in that game alone, the Patriots defense, I think, was exposed because there should have been 7 to 8 picks in that game from CJ Stroud alone. He won. He did his perfect impression of pre-CTA Arch Manning. Someone should have given him a concussion in that game. That's my only data point is that if you underthrow, if you get a concussion, turns out you're actually goated after that. Thank you, Arch Manning, for being our experiment.
I'm going to defend CJ real quick.
Okay.
CJ played like shit. He should have played one half of football. D'Amico should have made the fucking decision to put Mills in. It's 4 interceptions in a half, and no. I'm sorry. CJ could have been the starter the next week, but they needed to do something different. They had him fucking cooked, and they left him in, and he looked like shit. It's on the coaching staff as much as it's on CJ.
Davis Mills, undefeated quarterback in Houston.
3-0.
3-0. And it's not even just, hey, we need to change. It's not, CJ Stroud doesn't look like he enjoys playing football at this point. And that's maybe a larger conversation he has to have with himself. But he doesn't look like he enjoys playing football. In that second half, he looked defeated. Davis Mills at least would have given something. Like, it would have been something different, a breath of fresh air, a guy who's like, let's go and win this thing. And the thing is, that game wasn't winnable. It was very winnable. I looked up some stats on the defense real quickly, and I'll go to CJ in a second. In the regular season, the average time, it was usually about 2 minutes and 35 seconds per drive for the defense. And this is like, I didn't find any stats on how many drives they get per game. I guess it's way fewer than this, the 15 that the Patriots got. Would you like to know the average length of each drive that the Patriots had? It was 2 minutes and 9 seconds, which is about 25 seconds less than the Texans' defensive average the entire season, which means the defense kind of played out of its mind. There are multiple drives that are like below a minute. And there's one, there is one drive in the second quarter, 36 seconds, -1 yard was the entire total of that entire drive, and an interception as well. If you're the defense, I imagine, and even special teams, does CJ Stroud hate you? Like, that's the only thing to take away from this. And again, maybe should have been in the second half, but
Jordan.
Yes.
7 turnovers, 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles, lost. How many points did our defense give up for those 7 turnovers?
Was it 7 points?
14.
14.
That is ridiculous for the situation they were put in, and they only gave up 14 points. Dude, our defense has every right to be furious with not just the offense, but with D'Amico, with CJ, with everyone else involved, because that defense was so good. Oh, by the way, D'Amico, let's not completely blame CJ, because I by the way, CJ really fucked up. There's no escaping that. Your ability to not have this fucking offense ready to go and burning timeouts, 2 timeouts in the third quarter, is some of the most crock of shit coaching I've ever seen in my entire life. His 2 big fumbles are inability to learn time management, it seems like, and almost trying to be too friendly with you are the coach, man. You're going to have to hurt some feelings to win football games.
So just some extra stats. CJ Stroud's passer rating was a 28 that game. The lowest since 2018 with Drew Brees, who had a 38.1. If CJ Stroud had thrown every ball out of bounds, not even tried to throw to a receiver, would have been a 39 passer rating. It's 11 points lower. I saw something that if he had spiked the ball every single time he got the ball, would have been higher. As much like it didn't. Let's see. Here's the thing with D'Amico. Shit, bad coaching game. Offense in general, shit, bad game. Maybe blame CJ for that, but overall they didn't look good either. Running game got started in the second half at least. All that said, that game is still winnable. 21 points scored by the offense of the Patriots. 21 points in all. Now that's pretty good for against the Texans defense. But at some point, it's like, well, you gave them 7 extra drives at some point. Or 6 extra drives because there was that pick 6.
No. Hold on. 7 turnovers was total playoffs, not just against the Patriots.
Was it?
It's 4 interceptions and 3 fumbles. 3 fumbles were against the Pittsburgh. It's 4 interceptions were against the Patriots. It's 7 to over.
Well,
overall.
There was also a fumble. It's not such a there's a fumble in the Texans game. So there was 5 extra drives. 4 extra drives are not counting the
4 directly CJ, but that fumble was someone else.
No, but I'm saying like the defense had to deal with 4 extra drives from the Patriots in general. It's still winnable. Even with the timeouts, even with the offense, it's still winnable. And that's, I think, what the most annoying part of all this is. It's not that the Texans lost. The Texans, I felt, were going to lose. The Texans were not making the Super Bowl. This offense just did not ever get started. Even when they did get started, it was like, oh, finally. And then, like, the next game, they never make it work. I don't know if despondent is the right word, but it is disheartening to know that, like, you had this, and I don't know if the defense is going to be, the same level next year. I don't know if the defense is going to be able to stay. You're going to keep everyone on the defense next year. You have you're having a 2000s like Raven defense that's just there to kill you. Like there is no trickery. Danielle Hunter is just there to murder you. Petrie just there to catch balls that not even that badly thrown. He's just going to catch them for you. And then you have a special teams that also I've heard Al-Shair, but that's a whole other thing in itself. You have special teams that like played its ass off, and then you have an offense that just can't even try. And that's the entirety of the offense.
By the way, 2 of the touchdowns that were scored against this defense are 2 of the most insane catches I've seen in the playoffs. Yeah. Stephon Diggs' hand control and that booty catch are 2 insane, out of this world. Credit to Drake May, credit to the Patriots. That's 100% credit to them. But if they don't have those 2, I don't even know. I wouldn't even call them 50-50 plays. No. That are very unlikely plays to happen. And it took 2 of those plays hitting to really fucking punch us down. This defense is so fucking good because we wasted their time.
I was going to say question in general. What did we do to Stephon Diggs? What happened? Like, did we, it seemed like it was pretty drama free what happened here. Seemed like he had a pretty good time. That's when he met his future something, Cardi B. Had a wonderful time. It seemed like he played well. Everyone made it seem like we had like tossed him out of the city unhappily, and he played like that too.
Well, he tore his ACL, and we decided not to sign him back. So that there's probably some like, you thought I was damaged goods. Fuck you.
To be fair, I don't think that's it's not an unreasonable assumption.
No, but it's still he could take that personal and say fuck y'all. Y'all didn't want me. Y'all thought I was done. Y'all thought I wasn't worth it since this injury. I'm going to be part of the reason why you do not succeed as a franchise.
Well, don't worry. Texans are good at that themselves. They don't need any help from anybody else to do that for the entirety of their run through everything.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
Jordan, why do I look so depressed right now?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, Brian.
Tell me. Because this is exactly what Notre Dame did last year. Subpar offense, generational, unstoppable defense. The lack of any offensive effort cost us, or ability, shouldn't say effort, ability, cost us the national championship. A lack of any, like, I didn't even recognize it as an offense. It was a total shit show, man.
Defense may win championships, but you need an offense to get you there somehow. And that's what you've learned. I don't really know what else to say about the Texans other than like the defense rocks, the special teams even rocks. We have a Jalen Green at quarterback.
Oh, I'm glad you brought him up. There are two things I've seen on Twitter, and I agree with both. One, CJ Stroud and 3 first-round picks for Joe Burrow. 2, trade CJ Stroud to the Jets and get 3 first-round picks. Besides those trades, we just got to hunker down for him and just see where year 4 leads us. And then if it doesn't lead us to glory, don't negotiate with him this year, by the way. Don't fucking negotiate on an extension or anything. You better tell him, we're not picking up your 5th year. You better prove it this year. This is it.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I am very much of the opinion just get rid of him, only because he still has some value and his contract still exists. At least we have this contract. And so instead of having to go negotiate or hope for the best or do something mid-season next season, just do it now. Pull the trigger now. Get rid of him.
Do Deshaun Watson too. Just do Deshaun Watson too.
I will say I've seen
the trade, not all the sex stuff.
No. Well, I'd hope so. I don't know. Michael Busby or Tony Busby needs some business, I think. With that said, I've seen some people asking for Deshaun Watson to return.
Oh, hell no.
With that, I say, what? Like it's not even like a you're so. It's like what? Like even as like a joke, it doesn't really land because like. Everything else that comes with Deshaun Watson, and that insane contract. I mean, somewhat kudos to him for his agents for getting that contract, which is maybe the dumbest in history. May prove me wrong, but yeah, I don't want Deshaun Watson anywhere close to the city. I think there's some people who agree with me. I say just get rid of him, send him somewhere, ship him off.
Jets, 3 first-round picks.
Jets,
thank you. Bye.
Bengals. Anywhere.
Bengals, I'll send 3 first-round picks. Give me Joe Burrow in return.
Maybe we'll get Josh Allen somehow. I don't know. Sean McDermott's gone, so maybe somehow there's organizational changes. Anything, and not anything. Sorry, that's the wrong way to look at that. I don't want anything for him.
The only thing I'm worried about is trading him to a team not having a quarterback. Plan, and then signing a free agent like Kyler Murray.
Or the worst option, drafting a quarterback from the draft. I think that's the worst option there because I don't think there's anyone
unless you can get the number 1.
Even with the number 1, I'm not really sure he's the answer to anyone's problem.
Better situation for us than he would be in the Raiders.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. The concession stands would be a better thing here than for the Raiders. Then I don't have to deal with Raiders fans. But yeah, I don't really know what else. I feel like probably I'll write a piece on the Texans or something like that as like a, how do you, because I wrote something about like 2 years ago about how CJ Stroud defeated the demons of Deshaun Watson. It turns out that's just not true. That aged horribly. Brian, I have one more note for us to talk about really quickly about a former guy who had at us and no longer has us. I speak, of course, of one Mr. Kyle Tucker, who now is a $60 million man per year for 4 years on the Dodgers. Cool. What's your hobby gonna be in 2027 during the summer?
Yeah, bye baseball.
yeah.
For 2027.
Everyone, go drop your hobby in the comments. What's your hobby going to be in 2027? Because there's not going to be any baseball.
Look, at what point do we have to stop blaming the Dodgers for 29 other teams being fucking pussies? That's like, I don't even get mad at the Dodgers anymore. I'm like, no one else, you oh, fuck. He's going to the Dodgers for, $60 million a year. Oh God. What if we offered him 62.5?
Well, it's a little bit more, and this is because I've read 2,000 words on this plus more that I'm going to write. I think it's a bit more complicated than that, only because the whole deferred, and again, here's the thing. Everyone could do this if they wanted to, but there's either implicit, hey, wink, wink, like don't do that, because that kind of breaks baseball, and we don't really want to break baseball. But the Dodgers are owned by what is effectively a private investment firm with 330 billion or 350 billion assets under management. This is just an investment property. Man, them they're fine breaking baseball because it's a financial opportunity. But that said, like they're just taking what they've been given and taking it to its logical extent. Like their TV deal. Their TV deal is also fucking insane. I don't know if you know about their TV deal at all. So they signed a 25-year deal to create a Sportsnet LA with, I think it was Time Warner Cable at the time, which has become other things.
Xfinity.
And then there's someone else in there that Spectre is the other one. And it's like, it gets them, I think, $300 million a year, $250, $300 million a year. Guaranteed, and it's the channel has to pay them that no matter what. It's guaranteed. Whereas like the Astros or like let's say Yes Network, it's a profit sharing motive, profit sharing. They were like subscribers cutting cords, all that gets shared. The risk is also on the team. Whereas with the Dodgers, there's no risk whatsoever for them, and because local TV profits are not shared around the league, they get to keep that all. Which is, I mean, you can pay for a fucking Kyle Tucker with that. And then you look at like the AAV for the CBT luxury tax. And like, it does help when, Ohtani technically is making $70 million a year, but you're only paying tax on 44 million of it at a time. So you can sign Kyle Tucker, and Blake Snell's contract makes zero goddamn sense to me, but that's okay. All that to say, the Dodgers have continued to break baseball. It's not like they're doing anything illegal. It's just, it's new tactics, advanced interrogation tactics that they're using against all of baseball.
I totally understand that they have more money than anyone else to throw around right now. 29 owners are letting this happen, man.
Apparently the Mets made a competitive offer, a comparable offer to Kyle Tucker, and he chose the Dodgers.
Stephen Cohen has unlimited money. He should have heard that number. The agent should have fired back at Stephen Cohen. Dude, just add $5 million on top. Just add $10 million on top. Make it $250,000.
It wasn't
for
about
4 years.
It wasn't about the money. It's because he gets to go win in LA, and like, I can't fault Kyle Tucker for that. I hate it.
Maybe he got used to a winning culture.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and also he should have won one more World Series while he was here,
but he's supposed to play Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, that's how you do it. You get $60 million a year, and how many fucking Call of Duty microtransactions can you do with $6 million? I imagine.
No, but if you're 10. Playing postseason football with double XP weekends when the new COD drops in all the Octobers, what are you doing?
Well, I don't know. Looking for Kyler Murray. Actually, that's why. Bring Kyler Murray to Houston. Somehow he meets Kyle Tucker and then become buddies and stream on Twitch together.
Kyler Murray did play baseball.
Yeah. Well, stream ARC players on Twitch right there. But yeah, it's a whole.
I don't stream with them.
It's so not cool. It's not cool at all. I don't.
You know what, Jordan? I'm gonna plant my flag. I'm gonna put my foot down. I will never stream with Kyler Murray or Kyle Tucker. Never.
Now, here's the thing, Brian.
Call of Duty.
Let's say Moonstamp gets big enough to where you get a call from Kyle Tucker. It's the agent. Maybe DM from Kyle Tucker. Gonna say no.
Step up, Jordan.
Yeah.
This is all you.
Yeah.
Ball's in your court. I've made my declare. I've written my line in the sand.
I will say, if Kyle Tucker DM'd me sweet stream on Twitch, I'd respond with, "I don't know how to do that." So in a way, I
let's get Aaron Getty. He's already liked us.
Yeah,
he liked us that one time and left a comment.
Yeah. Hey, proud of you, buddy.
We never replied to him. We're such cunts.
I think we totally forgot. Maybe I liked it or something. I don't know. I think I was trying to. Maybe I said the perfect thing. I don't know. With all that said, Brian, that's all the thoughts I have. It's been an hour. I think we probably want to cut this soon. Where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social media at Auric Polaris, AURIC POLARIS, especially at twitch.tv/Auric Polaris, going through Halo Legendary ODST, Halo 3 ODST right now with Josh and Christian, but I'm bringing back Elden Ring soon and probably some Pokemon sprinkled in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan, where can the people find you?
I mean, Jordan Stotts on Twitter, and find me across all platforms on Moonstam Sports, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, something else. There's another one on Facebook, but I don't think we get any traffic on Facebook, so maybe. Thank you so much for listening.
Cole, we get Cole.
Good for I have a comment on that later. About tech. Jake Rodriguez. I just can't stand that. I don't think Jake Rodriguez should have been Heisman. What can I say? Cole, please keep commenting.
No, Cole's been very nice
yeah.
liking a lot of our reels recently.
Yeah. No, I just
Cole.
remember he said Jake Rodriguez should be the Heisman. I said, oh, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's only a certain subset of fans saying that. I saw one BYU fan saying that. I'm like, yeah, but you're a BYU fan, so it's barely human as it is. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We're going back to one a week, I believe, right now. Thanks. Please like, share, subscribe, rate, whatever you can do on whatever platform you're listening to, and we will see you next week.
I don't know what my catchphrase is now that we have two shows.